Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Hi, Sashni.
Now, the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy will develop an exploration strategy in the next 3 months, and they are investigating the opportunities presented by the hydrogen economy.
Yes, the Director General of the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, Advocate Thabo Mokoena, he spoke instead of the Minister at the Joburg Indaba yesterday, and he gave a commitment which had everybody in high spirits, and that is that there would be a comprehensive exploration strategy for South Africa within the next 3 months. And that's something that we've been searching for a long time, because there were other speakers at the Joburg Indaba who are giving all sorts of warnings about not having an infinite horizon for mining. Suddenly the horizon has become finite because you don't have this exploration coming through. So that was a big plus. And then also Mining Weekly questioned him on the whole hydrogen economy, and it was really good to have him respond that they are discussing this. They engaged with the industry, particularly with Minerals Council South Africa, on this potential for a long-term driver of demand for platinum group metals through the hydrogen economy, which is certainly sweeping the world. You see just about every country talking about a hydrogen strategy, and just about every one of them saying we want green hydrogen. And if they use green hydrogen, they need to have renewable energy, either from the sun or the wind. And we've seen that there is an activity in the Southern African region to try and identify the best parts of this region for the generation of sun power and the generation of wind power, where the wind corridors are. And that question was also put to the Director General. And he said there has been a bit of a slowdown with this from South Africa's point of view because of COVID-19. But the awareness level is high about this potential multi-trillion-dollar market that you can enter. It would mean that you use this renewable energy and you take that electricity that it's generated and you put it through water. They're also looking through areas in the Southern African region inland where there's brackish water, because sometimes that brackish water is undrinkable. And if you can then do this electrolysis process, you can actually use it again in agriculture, whereas a lot of it can't even be used in agriculture. So there can be a win-win. And if you use seawater, you also get a freshwater component if it's needed in an area. So I think Namibia is well placed, and they've got a Walvis Bay there. We well placed with Kruger, and Port Elizabeth area and the Eastern Cape area is not really endowed with a lot of fresh water. To actually desalinate the sea, unless you've got a marketing of green hydrogen, becomes very expensive. If you're actually selling the green hydrogen, that expense becomes negligible. So it's a win all round. And there is a high awareness level. But obviously they're not looking at it tomorrow, but it's on the agenda.
And tell us about South Africa needing a flow-through share scheme as part of an overall exploration strategy.
Well, the moment, the Director General of the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, Advocate Thabo Mokoena, the moment he gave this assurance about exploration coming up, people started to look at exactly what will be the components. And even the day before, Minerals Council was questioned about a flow-through scheme. Are they in favor of having a flow-through share scheme? Which means that individuals who invest in an exploration company, which is a high-risk investment, can benefit from a tax deduction at the year end on the basis that they bought these shares. And we've seen it work very well in Canada. I mean, you get to Canada, you get a taxi, and on the way into the airport, they say, what are you involved with? And the driver starts talking to you, and you say mining, and before you know where you are, it's probable that the driver will say, oh yes, I've got flow-through shares. I'm involved in exploration, and this is giving me a tax deduction at the end of the year. So ordinary individuals get involved in Canada. And this model needs to be transferred and migrated to South Africa so that retail investors can come in and these exploration companies can get on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And we know that the Economic Transformation Committee of the African National Congress, they put out a 30-page discussion document in which they said straight out, exploration must be incentivized, and exploration companies must be encouraged, and mining companies must be encouraged to list on the stock exchange to try and generate a sort of a retail investment. And they say that this incentivization should be done as it is done in the other mining jurisdictions. So hopefully this will really spark off an energetic activity in the exploration front. But we've been waiting for so long. Nobody's sort of entirely convinced, and people are saying, well, by January the 8th next year, will you have this? And they're saying, yes, we will. So I think maybe this time around we're going to be in business.
And lastly, Sedibelo Platinum mines are close to finding a stock exchange listing date.
The platinum group metals had a downturn. They've come out of a downturn. Suddenly they're in an upcycle. And you can see those platinum group metals, the basket price of platinum group metals is at very high levels. And the palladium is driving it, and the rhodium is driving it. Platinum is a little bit behind, but people see in the longer term, that this will also be a driver with hydrogen fuel cells and everything else that will drive it. So mining companies like Pallinghurst, which were really marking time during this downturn of the platinum group metals, now look at their platinum group metals assets and they say, maybe now is the time. Maybe now is the time to list this on the stock exchange. And they've got that Sedibelo mine in the northwest. And they've been really moderately producing because they don't believe that platinum group metals should be sold at low prices. That's not doing the country any good. So they've cut back on their production to about 150,000 ounces a year. But they can double that, they can treble it, they can quadruple it. They've got all the resources there to do that, and they can do it very quickly. It's open pit. So now they are looking at listing. They're considering that. They say that is the situation better than it was before? Yes, it is. So the ducks, they say, are starting to quack. And hopefully they will come to a decision. The board will take, obviously it's going to mean a lot of calculations, but if they believe that there is a good future for platinum group metals, so it seems to be just a question of not if they're going to list, but when they're going to list.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Sashini.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.